Mr. Mica, do you wish to go at this point?
Well, thank you. I will, and I won't take too much time. I had the great pleasure of being on the committee for 17 years and only as a ranking member for the full committee past 3 years, gotten more into some of these water resources issues. But let me say, for our side of the aisle, I don't know anybody that I've talked to in Congress and our Republican conference that is not a strong advocate of making certain that we have clean water, that we go after people who carelessly flaunt laws, regulations that pollute. We should do everything we can in a bipartisan effort to make certain that the beautiful land and water that we have been given in this country is preserved and not polluted. So I don't know anyone on our side of the aisle that isn't in favor of that. I think our emphasis is that we take hard-earned taxpayers' money and we do the best job we can, cost-effectively cleaning up, enforcing. Learned a little bit about the enforcement regimen, and one of the things I did learn is that, of course, the federal government can't be everywhere enforcing every source point problem that we have across the country. We do rely on states, and I'm told 46 states are responsible for enforcement, and we want them to do a good job. One of the things that concerns me right now is they're strapped just like we're strapped, but even more so because they actually have to balance their budgets in almost every instance. We just print more money, but they're strapped, and if they're charged with enforcement, sometimes they do tend to cut back, and that could have an impact, an adverse impact on going after people who are violating the laws, regulation, or polluting. So I think we've got to figure out what to do in the meantime in assisting them, but in a meaningful manner and a cost-effective manner, to make certain that what we intend is to hold people's feet to the fire and hold them responsible if they are polluting. Other thing I've learned is some of the data that we collect, we need some way to get better information. I've seen some reports that just don't make sense. Some so-called violations end up being paperwork. I'm not so concerned about people messing up paperwork as I am messing up our waters and polluting them and going after those violations. The other thing I'll close with is sat in a couple of the Chesapeake Bay hearings, and that is an incredible national treasure. But when I was interested to learn how you have different states that contribute to the pollution and different point sources, and controlling that, some folks may do a good job. Maybe Virginia does a good job, Maryland may do a good job. We'll take it up to maybe Pennsylvania, and maybe not as good at a job there, or some jurisdictions within those state lines. So how we effectively, in multi-jurisdictional situations, deal with violators or polluters, and making certain that that our efforts all come together and are successful in what we hope to achieve, which is clean water and dealing with the source pollution, point solution. So we're very open to suggestions, working with our colleagues on the other side of the aisle. And again, I think everyone has the same intent, but we want to get there as effectively and as cost efficiently as we can for the taxpayer. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll yield back.
Thank you for those